Hey guys, what's up? It's Terradog. Welcome back to GT Sport episode 44. In this video we're going to be taking the Mazda Roadster to a one-make mini endurance. And the key to this race will be in how well I can manage my fuel consumption and tire wear to try and run as efficiently as possible rather than just going for blind speed.
As usual, we are going to start with the qualifying lap, as it'll be the only time you will get to see me really push the car, so we get to see what the car is capable of. Now, it should also be noted that for this one-make race, the cars are upgraded to have 200, just slightly under 200 horsepower. I think it was like 195, 198. But also a little bit of extra weight added because of the way VOP is applied to put the Roadster into the N200 class. It's a very fun corner here. You have to take it just the bare minimum braking, and you can gain so much speed out of it, or hold on to so much momentum, I should say. This one here is a little bit deceptive. You have to brake a little earlier than what you would expect because it tightens a little bit on the exit there. And with it being a downhill corner, this one, if you drift it a little on the entry, you get a really good exit. I drifted a little bit too much, and that's why the ghost started gaining on me. Here is about being patient. Wait till you actually reach the apex, right where I kind of tap the wall there, and then you can get off the brake and start accelerating again. This corner is kind of the same deal. It seems a little bit wider than what it actually is, so you just really have to be patient. Wait till you get on the exit. We are across the line, 138.578, and now we are into the race itself. Should be noted, this is my first race of the day, and I qualified on pole. So, wow, this was going to be pretty intense because, yeah, I'll get back to that. So, a little while back, I was watching Super GT, and I noticed he uses this technique where he puts the traction control on a grid start, and then turns it off when he gets off the line. So I thought, yeah, I'll do that too. And look at that, I'm almost a second ahead. And, well, that didn't last very long. But that's okay, because I'm still in front. And all I have to do now is don't choke. Because again, this is my first race of the day. And usually, no matter how much time I spend practicing and qualifying, I need to actually get some time in an actual race to get a real feel for the situation, for what to expect in race conditions. And yeah, so I was really nervous. This corner is kind of gonna make or break the race. And the car got a little bit squirrely on me here. You can see that. Just barely recovering that. And we're here in the instant replay. You can see this the moment where I lost my clean race bonus, unfortunately. Somehow I managed to calm down, collect myself, and just drive the car and keep going. Alright, so I'm starting to pull away now. We're going to go back to the onboard, take a look at this gap here. Alright, I'm out, what's that, 1.8 seconds. We're moving up, and I'm trying to maintain a gap of roughly 2 seconds ahead. So I'm going to dial the fuel mixture. I'm going to lean that out a little bit. So the idea here is, if I maintain a gap that's large enough to give me, the idea is to maintain a gap that's large enough to give me a bit of a safety cushion in case I do make a slight mistake, I can still recover. But it's also close enough to kind of tease the car behind into pushing hard and wearing its tires out. back to that same corner again. And this time I'm going to nail it because I'm coming in nice and conservatively, all calm and everything. I'm set in my race. Alright, so the cars behind are starting to gain. Let's get a better view of the action here. Now the one thing I have going for me is I have a pretty easy run right here because the cars in P2 and P3 are fighting amongst themselves instead of working together to catch up to me. I want to pay attention right here. Check this out. Look at that. Let's get the instant replay. You can see now we're watching the cars in P1 and P2. P2's trying to catch up. P3 really wants that position. They both nearly take each other out. Alright, so we're going to go back to the onboard and we see that gap widening quite a bit. I'm going to adjust the fuel, lean that mixture out, and wait, see what happens. Because remember, as I was racing, I didn't really actually see what happened behind me. I just see the gap is suddenly widening and I'm not sure what's going on. So I'm being impatient and not just dumping that mixture to the lean position all at once. So now I incremented it up to 5 when I got up to a 4-second gap. We're going to just hold it there because things are kind of steady right now. Let's go ahead and switch the camera. Very nice view of the Roadster flying down the expressway on a Tokyo afternoon. Alright, so the gap is widening. As you will see here, 4.8, 4.9. Come on, 5 seconds. 5 seconds ahead. Alright, can it get much better than this? 5 seconds. Well, unfortunately, no. At least not right now, anyway. We'll see what can happen later on in the race. The car in P2 is continuing to gain. Down below 4 seconds. Here, check the fuel, set that to a richer setting, and dial it back up to 4. See what happens. He's still gaining. Alright, next corner. Can I pull away through this corner? That's the question. And actually, well, looks like I decided to make that mixture more rich again. Everything's pretty well settled so far, but slowly, everything's pretty well settled. That was a bit of a funky line for the final corner. You can see I very quickly went into that fuel setting and dialed it back to a richer mixture again. And and that mistake cost me quite a bit of time there. So we're gonna go full rich, all the power. Let's go. This guy is really catching up on me, and we're down to less than 2 seconds. So I gotta, yeah. Let's get a better view of the action. You can see he's coming in right up there. Still a good enough distance behind. He can't really do anything about it, but I kind of want to keep it that way. And things aren't quite going as planned. He's really closing in on me, but I know that I've been managing my fuel and tires better than he has. I'm certain that my tires are in a slightly better condition than his are. So if I have to, I can still outpace. So I'm gonna run in here very brave through the final corner here, and oh, he loses it right behind me. You can see he spun. I'm going to switch the camera. I'm going to hear a slight thud. That's all I heard, barely audible at all. And you can see the split timer was frozen for a little bit, so I didn't really trust it. I questioned it. I thought, well, did he crash, or am I just hearing things? What happened? And the split timer's back to normal, so we're just going to dump that mixture setting all the way to the leanest position, and we're going to save all the fuel. Look at this, 9 seconds ahead. This is great. Good stuff. So, well, looks like I'm all alone again. Maybe switch the camera and keep things a little more interesting. Alright. So now we're just kind of cruising along here. And it's whatever. Alright, so now I'm thinking about my pit strategy, right? So we're at the halfway point, so should I pit now? Or should I wait another lap? What is the car behind me going to do? I don't know. I ended up deciding that, you know what, I'm going to wait. See what the car behind me does. He'll either pit now, or wait. You know, he might be waiting for me to pit. Now, we see he goes in 24% fuel. Right, now this makes sense because his tires were pretty badly worn, so he crashed at the end of the last lap. So it makes sense for him to pit now, since he can't probably handle his car. And you see, I also dumped my mixture setting all the way back to the richest setting, so I can power through here and not lose time. Now he goes from 24 to 81%, so he took a 50% load of refueling. So you want to make sure you remember that for later. It's going to be important. Okay, so now because he pitted, I'm 20 seconds ahead of the car behind. The car that is in P2 now was in P3 earlier. I think he pitted the lap before Pro 105, but now he is back in second. Alright, so I'm working on getting myself to the pit as fast as possible, because I know at this point my tires are worn enough that if I stay out, I'm only going to go slower, and that's why I dumped my setting all the way to the richest setting, get the maximum power, go as fast as possible. I got roughly 20 seconds to get in here and get out. So let's do this. take the refuel. I remember P2, he had 57% of a refuel. I'm going to go slightly past the diamond for a more aggressive pace if I need it. I overall take 3% less fuel than he did, despite going past the diamond. The recommendation based on your average fuel usage so far. So I'm going to keep it on the richest setting for my outlap. No, I'm not actually. I remembered that wrong. This race was a couple days ago. So, yeah. So never mind. That's right. I was going to, and then I looked at the split time and said, oh wait, I'm still like 7 or 8 seconds ahead. So I decided, you know what, I could just lean this all out and save more fuel. Let's go. Alright, now you start to catch up. So I'm going to slowly start adjusting that fuel mixture back to a richer setting again. Alright, so we're down to a 5-second gap. Below 5 seconds, I'm going to bring that back to the setting 4 on my fuel. Down to setting 3 actually now. I'm getting close. He's still gaining. Close to 4 seconds. Down just below 4 seconds. I'm going to dial that back down to 2. Steady at 4 seconds now. So looks like I'll be sitting on this setting for a little while. Okay, so I'm wondering about how much fuel I have left, if I have enough to complete the race on this setting. It seems kind of early to be starting the aggressive pace. I'm checking how many laps I can do. I got enough for, what was that, 2-3 laps? I must have said 3 laps. It happened so fast. I looked at it so fast. I was in the zone. I could just take in that information so fast. But I quickly decided, you know, I'm going to dial it back up to 4. Make sure this fuel lasts. Got like 3.5 laps left to go. This is all pointless if I'm not able to finish the race without taking more fuel. Alright, but that's okay. In the technical section, it seemed that I'm outpacing the other cars behind, so things are good. So that was a pretty good lap. That's my fastest lap so far in the race. It's only a 140, but again, remember, we're fuel saving, so it's not going to be anything like what my qualifying lap was. This is all about driving as efficiently as possible. Just barely see the background. Those cars are starting to gain a little bit. I'm still keeping a pretty good distance away. about efficiency and consistency. You can see I'm not going for flat-out speed. I'm taking my time so that I can focus on managing my pit strategy, my fuel saving, my tire wear. You can just barely see the car behind me has really started gaining. Let's check on the gap. Okay, well, we are actually only just below 4 seconds at this point. About 1.5 laps to go. I'm going to bring that fuel mixture down to setting 2. And try and stop him closing in. Or at least slow it down. Gotta make sure I finish the race before he has a chance to catch up and pass me. That's all I have to do at this point. You know what? Fuel and tires are okay. Let's just go full power. Get this full attack mode going on here. Still gotta be mindful of those tires. See a little bit of a fishtailing on the exit there. Those tires on the left are a little bit worn, not gripping quite the way they were. So even though I say maximum attack, it's maximum attack with regard to the condition of the tires. You can see here, I'm still braking pretty early in some of these corners. Just trying to take my time and, you know, not smack myself up against the wall like the car behind me just did. Now it's starting to get kind of close, but it's certainly not close enough. We are coming up onto the final corner. And at this point I have a sure victory here. That was a lap down car, don't worry. And yeah, there we go. That was, I guess you could say, that was a perfect race for me. Probably the third time that I remember winning an Event C race since actually getting the game. So I'm pretty happy with this, actually. A lot of things did. There was quite a bit of luck involved, I guess you could say, because it depended a lot on the cars on P2 and P3 fighting amongst themselves to help me pull away, or allowing me to get away instead of you know, working properly to catch up to me. So but you know, still a clean win. You know, the game's gonna say, oh, it's not a clean race because I brushed a wall, but oh well, it's whatever. It's still a really good race. Really good management of my fuel and tires. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time. Goodbye.